Good day. I have to talk very quiet. This is going to be a quiet live stream because Wendy's daughter is doing a live stream in another part of the yard.
Or she's actually making a video.
She's making a video. She does tarot reading, and her channel is tarot reading dot something. I don't know. It's Krista Grace, I think, and she's got music videos too. So, anyway, I'll just be quiet until people start popping. She's right behind the palm tree over there. See the big palm tree behind me? I was at Grace Point today and I shot a video. I see we got one watcher in there. That was quick. I was at Grace Point today and I did a review of the gardens. So I'll be uploading those videos shortly. Maybe not today. Maybe another day. But who do we have in there? Sandor. Hey, hi, Sandor. How you doing, man? How is life in Elora, Ontario? It's about 31.4 here right now and 39% humidity. Feels pretty warm, doesn't it, Wendy? There's a hummingbird right beside you, right here. Right there. Oh, there it goes. That hummingbird's always buzzing around here. Can you grab me the fly swatter? Wendy likes hummingbirds. I like them too. I'm just teasing. I wouldn't swatter. That's a sapsucker. Anyway, yeah, it's very warm. Tomorrow we may get some rain. Somebody told me. I didn't look at the forecast. I haven't been really watching the forecast lately. It's just some rain would be good. I just finished watering the garden in the nursery. And the problem is when you get this onslaught of heat, things tend to burn. So I'm noticing some fatsias at the back of the house. The leaves are burnt on them. It's a drag because that one totally burnt up last year. And fatsias in the courtyard are burning a little bit because we went from, like 18 degrees to like 32 degrees. It was insane. It's just not good for the garden. Gradual.
Like in a day.
Yeah, like in a day. It went that hot. So it's better to have gradual increase, not like from here and then boom to heat, right? And that's what's happened. So lots of watering. So somebody did say that we're going to get some rain tomorrow. I do see some clouds coming in. It's feeling a little more humid, but it's only 39% humidity right now. So it's Wendy's got the umbrella up. I'll flip this around so you can see. You can see Wendy right over there under her yellow banana umbrella. And she's doing a live stream as well on Gulf Island Rock. Oh, you're not?
No, I'm just...
Oh, she's not doing a live stream on Gulf Island Rock. So say hi, Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
No, you say hi to them. You say hi to them.
Hi to them.
It's Sandor's in there.
Hi to them.
Sandor.
Hi, Sandor. Have a good day. It's beautiful here.
It is, yeah. It's nice. Yeah. I know. Don't get me wrong. I like the heat. It's awesome. Hello, Sandor. Hi, Wendy. Amen. 10 minutes. Oh, cool. I went to the post office today at 8:30, and they're supposed to open up at 8:30, and they're closed. It says big sign on the window due to staff shortage. It's like, come on, man. I kind of actually lost it in front of the post office. I pulled up in front of my Harley, parked it. I had to go in to get passport renewal papers because that's the only place you can get them on Salt Spring is the post office. It's due to staff shortages. You know why there's staff shortages? Because of the mandates. Now the post office is actually hiring back people, just like our BC ferries. There's been so many cancellations coming to the Gulf Islands. The ferries have been canceled because of staff shortages, because they had to let so many employees go. I don't want to get into it, the Liberal government, but I kind of lost it in front of I threw a few F-bombs. I was actually pretty mad. And then I hopped on my bike and I rode away. Yeah, it is dumb. And that's why I'm not working right now either, because of the mandates, right? I had to retire. So Wendy's pushing me to go get a job ASAP. So I was working at the pot farm and I didn't really like that. It was hard on my knees planting pot. So I've had job offers. And the last job offer I had was actually at one of the big grocery stores here. So, I'll throw in a resume there. And if they want to hire me for a couple of days a week, being a little stocking shelf boy, I can do that. And you do get 30% off groceries because the price of groceries have gone up because of inflation. So I noticed I went to fill up my motorcycle today at the gas station and it went down to $2.15. It's $2.15 a liter. So it was $2.18, which is a complete ripoff, right? Hello, Michael Leduca. How's it going? Good to see you in there. So inflation, man, it's crazy. Thank God Wendy is more like an entrepreneur. I'm not. I have the palm nursery, but I'll never get rich on that. She's got accommodations. And if we didn't have accommodations, Wendy and I would be probably street people right now. And she's got art. She's an artist too. How are the Costa Rica? We're not going to Costa Rica. And it's funny, people ask me that. And somebody asked me that the other day, and I said, I cannot go to Costa Rica because of the mandates. I did not get the jab. So, and then our time ran out. You have a 6-month window to get all the paperwork done for Costa Rica. So Wendy and I were going back and forth. We went to the police and we got our record checks and we got this and that. And then we had to go to the notary public and get stuff stamped. And then the last piece of paperwork they wanted was our marriage certificate, because Wendy and I got married on Maui. So that had to go back to Honolulu to get apostolized. They sent it back to the Costa Rican government, the consulate, and they lost our original marriage certificate document. And I was choked. And then the 6-month window ran out. And then Justin Castro, our evil dictator, brought in those stupid mandates where you couldn't fly if you're not jabbed. And I'm not jabbed. She's not jabbed. And by the way, we did get over COVID 3 weeks ago. Wendy and I both got COVID. We got it from 2 fully vaccinated people that visiting from California that were in her art retreat. They spread it to the whole freaking class, man. So when I was sitting on the couch for a week, I was livid, man. That these vaccinated people came up. They can come right through the airport. They don't have to get tested. I got to get tested. I was totally healthy. And then they spread COVID around. So Wendy got it to kick the crap out of her for a week, kick the crap out of me for a week, but I got over it. It's just a bad flu. That's what it is. You know what the worst part was? Knowing that I came from a vaccinated person, and I believe in freedom of choice. If you want to get jabbed, go get jabbed. But, them pushing that crap on me, I don't like it. And it's something I don't want in my body. So I got an immune system and it works. I take my vitamins. So the worst part of getting COVID is the sore throat. I had a sore throat for 2.5, 3 days. Killer. Worst sore throat I've ever had in my life. And then the body aches. Body aches were brutal, man. Just brutal. And the whole time I'm sitting there in pain, my Italian blood was boiling, thinking about where we got it from. And Wendy it kicked the crap out of her a little bit more for about a week. And then after that, you're kind of drain your energy. So you go do something, you exert some energy, and you got to go rest for about an hour. But my taste buds went too, and they're starting to come back. My taste buds actually totally disappeared. So anyway, no Costa Rican plans for us. They're done. And the mandates will come back in the fall again, guarantee it. The Prime Minister of our country will bring that crap back. That Tam guy, that Dr. Tam guy, and it is a guy, he said, be prepared for the 7th wave. Well, how enough do you even know there's going to be a 7th wave, man? And they just got a $60,000 raise. I think they got to throw all those pricks in jail. I'm just throwing in my 2 bits worth. I'm venting because I'm so done with it all, finished with all this crap. So no Costa Rica for us, man. We're here to stay on Salt Spring Island unless we win the lottery, right? And the thing is, we could sell our house here easily. Houses sell pretty fast on Salt Spring Island. There's only 60 listings on all of Salt Spring Island, 60 listings between 5 real estate agents. I talked to a real estate guy the other day. So houses are in demand on Salt Spring Island, and they're worth a small fortune, right? But if we sold this place here, probably really couldn't afford to get something else on Salt Spring Island. You'd have to go somewhere else, Vancouver Island. So if you'd ever move, probably have to be Vancouver Island. Crazy stuff. Glad you guys. Yeah, we're doing better. You know what? It was the worst flu. So the worst part of it, Sandor, getting that Chinese flu. The first day I got a bit of a headache, and I rarely ever get a headache. Wendy had a migraine headache for 2 days, super bad muscle aches, and she was throwing up too. And Wendy's got asthma. So she survived it. And it's funny. I'm in the coffee shop the other day, and a friend of mine, he's fully jabbed up. I said, "Hey, Wayne, how you doing?" And I said, "Good." I says, "Yeah, we just got over COVID." Oh no. What was it like? Because people listen to the news, all the fear mongering and bull crap, and they think you're going to die when you get it. It just depends on the person. Everybody gets it differently, right? If you're a weak person, you got a weak immune system or underlying health problems, it could probably kill you just like the flu. But I would compare it to probably one of the worst flus I've had. And I don't even remember the last time I had the flu because I rarely ever get sick. So I'm going to tell you what I do. I take vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, NAC, and zinc. And then I take my protein shake and all that healthy stuff every day. And I exercise 5 days a week. So I got a good immune system and it worked for me. I kicked it in a week. But like I say, for another week, I was feeling pretty run down, really, really run down. Like I say, I'd exert a little bit of energy. I was digging a trench out there. And I swear to God, man, after about 15 minutes of digging, it's like, I felt just drained. So I had to go lay on the couch and sleep for about an hour, right? But now I'm actually probably about, I'm going to say I'm probably over 90% better now, feeling a lot better. And I'm glad my taste came back because I couldn't taste anything, man. And that sucks when you lose your taste buds. So it's something you don't want to get. You do not want to get the Chinese flu, okay? And that's what I call it. And and I did get the chills. One day I had the chills. Muscle aches were the worst muscle aches I've ever had, but the sore throat was just brutal. I didn't have any fever and I didn't throw up. And like I say, it lasted exactly about a week. That was it. Yeah. So try to avoid getting it. And like I say, if you're a really old person, especially a really old person, but like I say, Wendy shook it. She's got asthma. And she was in pretty good pain when she was laying in bed there. She couldn't get out of bed for a couple of days. I'd get up and walk around. And even one day I tried working out when I had it. It was like, oh, God. But I did. I did work out and it just felt brutal. I was at the pot farm working that day and I could feel it was coming on because Wendy got home from her art retreat and she says, there's a couple people in there sneezing and coughing all day. They're sneezing and coughing. These two people from California that flew up that were fully vaccinated, sneezing and coughing. So they went and got tested and they were tested positive for the Chinese flu. And then Wendy told me that and I says, that's real great because now you're going to get it. And of course, about 2 days later, Wendy got it. And then about a day later, I got it. And I was just, can you believe it? 12 people in the class got it because of these people that came up from California. So not impressed. I'm really not impressed at all. So when I see Justin Castro ramming this crap down people's throat and he says, well, you got to test because you're not vaccinated. Well, BS, cram up your rear, man. It's the vaccinated people got to test too. That's not fair. It's bullcrap to the nonsense. And it's just like, done with it, man. And they want to drag this crap out longer and longer. Now they got this monkeypox stuff. It's like, give me a break. It's freaking, you know what that is? That's like shingles. And no doubt it probably came from the vax. Yeah, I think the best thing to do is turn off the news and don't listen to the fear mongering and the theater. Because you look at Justin Castro, and I call him Justin Castro. He wears a mask when he's in Canada. Whenever he's out and about fooling around in different countries, he never wears a mask. He rubs elbows. He hugs people. It's all show, man. It's crap. See, I'm one to question the narrative. And when things don't make sense, I will never comply to bullshit. It's bullshit. I was buying into it for the first few months, but I will never comply to bullshit, man. Ever. So anyway, that's the way, that's how I'm feeling today. I vented today at the post office because I was actually choked. And then another guy came up to me, hey, Joe, are you still working for the Parks Department? And then I lost my mind again in the coffee shop. I said, no, because of the mandates, I had to quit. You know what I mean? Welcome back. Hey, welcome back from what, the Chinese flu? Welcome back from the Chinese flu. I had the Chinese flu at the beginning of the month. So that was a few weeks ago. I got over it. Done. Don't want to get it again. I'm sure the second time, if I ever get it, hopefully not, it'll be a lot weaker. There was a doctor 2 weeks, and then he got it again probably about 9 months, just about a year later. And it was a lot weaker. There we go. There goes my stream. My stream just died for a sec. So the second time the doctor got it, it was like the mild flu. So the first time kicked the crap out of him. It's your immune system working for you. That's why you got an immune system, right? So that's the way she goes. Anyway, I like this warm weather. And like I say, if we get some rain, it's going to be absolutely awesome. I was dragging around the hose today when I got home from work or from town. Don't work. Got home from town. And I finished watering everything. We got a accommodation check-in coming for 7 days at the lower B&B. And then there's a check-in coming in a couple more days in the upper B&B. Donna Beaton. How's it going, Donna? What is going down? What is going down? Beautiful day in paradise. So this is a good place to be right now. You know what I mean? And we're far enough from town and I don't have to get close to people. Although I was at the coffee shop today and I do unfortunately, Beachside is closing, man. That really sucks. My favorite coffee shop, it's going to be for sale. They're going to sell that place. And I talked to the girls and they're working today. I says, I'm going to totally miss this place. Very nice, like-minded people. And right through this whole pandemic, scamdemic stuff, they had their doors open to everybody. They did not discriminate. But you get a few people in there that didn't like it. And they're like, I say, little Nazis. And then they were phoning the health officials on them. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have patience for that stuff, man. And I do say it like it is. And somebody asked me the other day, hey, how come you're not on Facebook much anymore? Because I say it like it is. It offends people. And it offends the idiots running Facebook. And then they kick me off. I get kicked off of Facebook. I get thrown into Facebook jail. So today I actually went on Facebook and I posted a bunch of gardening pics, and then I just left. I shared a bunch of gardening pics, and then I just took off. I just don't even read the comments on it. I'm just gone, right? And I do post a lot of pics on Instagram, and of course I'm always on YouTube. YouTube is the thing. But they want to bring in Bill C-11, the communist government running Canada. I call it China. The communist liberals running Canada, and they want ruining Canada, and they want to censor stuff. They want to censor our freedom of speech. See, I'm all about freedom of speech. I'm not a politically correct guy. I just say it like it is. And if somebody gets offended, that's too bad, because I don't get offended by anything. And you know what happens after you're offended? Nothing happens after you're offended. My tracking Cloverdale is almost all brown, a little green. Oh man, I heard they got really toasted out in the valley. Like here, they never got damaged. There they are. There's some trackies behind me here. They're absolutely flawless. And the crazy thing, I was just down watering the nursery before this live stream, and the palms and pots are all fine, man. It's just like that actually kind of blows me away, just because it was so cold for a week. You figure those palms would be palmsicles. The pots would freeze, and then they thaw out, and then they would die. And there's probably a handful of them that don't look good. I'm going to say maybe 6 1-gallon palms that I just kind of pulled aside, and they kind of turned a bit brown. They were along the outer edge, but everything else looks absolutely beautiful. And same with 2008. They went through 2008 too, which was a cold winter, but I think this cold snap was absolutely colder than the 2008 December freeze. But I heard the palms, and I've seen pictures of palms on the mainland. They don't look good, man. Most of the camera ops I've seen look dead. The suckers are coming back off them. I shot a video today of a beautiful, huge camera ops growing in town. It's just absolutely flawless, beautiful. I'll upload that maybe in a couple of days. And yeah, it's a shame. It was that much colder over there. And the thing is, on the mainland, out in the Fraser Valley, you get out into Cloverdale and Langley and Aldergrove and Abbotsford. It gets worse as you get into the farther into the valley. You get those outflow winds, and if you get minus 15 degrees Celsius or minus 16 degrees Celsius, and you got 40 to 60 winds blowing, it totally freeze dries BLEs. And I know from experience, because I lived in southwest corner of Langley for nearly 17 years, and I did grow palm trees there, and I've had a lot of freeze dried plants in my garden and plants killed to the ground in bad winters. So I hope your palms recover. I really do. My buddy's palms in Shenandoah Estates, he says they're okay. He's coming out tomorrow. My buddy from Cloverdale is actually coming out tomorrow. Phil, he's in Shenandoah Estates, and he's got those 25, 30-foot palm trees in his front yard we planted decades ago, and he said they seem to be fine. So they've been there for 32 years now, something like that. So I'm not saying your palms are toasted. I mean, give them time, be patient, because Trachycarpus are very interesting palms. They're very hardy, first of all, and I've seen them with total spear pull and regenerate center spears. So, my palm that got cut down with the chainsaw, I'm looking, it looks absolutely beautiful. Hello, palm tree dude. Yeah, I figured I'd do another live stream and do a little venting when I start. I'd just get some stuff off the top of my head. I just had to vent. So now I feel a lot better that I vented. Right? So, yeah, we got a nice day here. It's about 31 degrees and 39% humidity. So it's been hot. Yeah, you guys have had the heat all spring, is where we haven't. It's been a cold, crappy, wet spring here on the coast. The blue cold bubble has been hanging over our southwest coast, and now it's gone. And I don't know if that's a good thing, but now it's warm. It just heated up just like that. And I don't like how it heats up that fast now. I like gradual. I like when it goes 18 degrees, then you get some 20, then some 22, then some 25s, then 27, then 30, not from, like I say, 18 or 20 to 31. It's not good for the garden. But I will tell you one thing, the garden is absolutely amazing this year. It is just unbelievable this year. This is probably the nicest I've ever seen our garden. It is so freaking thick. It's good to vent. I do vent, man. Like today when I was venting in front of the post office, I was like freaking livid. They were closed due to staff shortages caused by the government and the mandates, man. And we lost a lot of people at the parks department too. A lot of people lost their jobs where I worked. I had a good government job, and now I'm on a pension. I got my pension. I had enough time in where I could get a good pension. I know in Ontario, Canada, Be real humid. Yeah, no, we don't have the heat. We don't have the humidity here. Thank God. We were 30, but rain came now. It's 24. So 24 is good for me. 24 degrees Celsius is good. Yeah, no, it's dry here. I'm not sweating. It's dry. Humidity's low. Yesterday, humidity went down to 30%. And yesterday, what were we? 30. I think we were 32.4 or something like that. It was really warm yesterday, but really low humidity. So palm trees are liking it as long as you keep them watered. Eucalyptus trees are growing like freaking weeds. God, the pittosporums are beautiful. We have some really nice pittosporums. And if you know what frangipani smells like, plumeria, when you go to the tropics, that is the closest thing you're ever going to get to a plumeria smell is Pittosporum tibera. Pittosporum tibera, we have quite a few of them in our garden, and it smells like plumeria, maybe kind of tuberose. That's just a tropical flower. Yeah, so it's really, really a nice plant. And I think I did a video. Oh, the dog wants it. Hang on. What are you doing, dog? Here you go. Go see Mom. I do a lot of live streams on Wendy's iPhone. So I walk around the garden. I do these short garden live streams, gardening on the iPhone. And I did one of the Pittosporum. I'm pretty sure it was on her Gulf Island rock. But man, you have to smell a Pittosporum. Just like, holy cow, I can smell it from here. So thank God I didn't lose my sense of smell, but I did lose my sense of taste for a bit. Yeah. Yeah, 24C is good. I know you guys have been hot in Ontario. Everywhere in Canada has been hot except the coast of British Columbia. It has been one of the coolest. There was a cool spring I remember before. I think it was 2008, and that was due to volcanic activity. And that jet stream was pulling all that fine particles of ash and dust over top of us, so the sun couldn't penetrate through. And it was just a really cool year. And even summer was cool that year in 2008. And then December 2008 came, and it was freaking cold. It was mid-December. It was cold and snowy, and just a nasty cold blast, just like this cold blast here. The mid-south has been getting all the heat. We've been a bit cooler than usual. Oh, is that right, eh? So down south has been getting the heat. You know what? I'm not working, so I don't mind the heat. If I have to work in it, I don't really like it. We got up to 104. 104. Ooh, that is hot, man. I wouldn't like that because we don't have air conditioning here. So we had the windows open last night and the fan going full blast. And the nice thing about here, we live right next to the ocean. So you can feel right now there's a slight ocean breeze. I can just feel the ocean in the air. You can actually feel it in the air. So there's always like that natural air conditioning. Yeah, 104 is hot, man. It's like this time last year, we were 109.2 degrees or something. It was stupid. It was so stupid hot, and it damaged a lot of plants. We actually had to throw out a lot of plants in the garden that just totally fried in the heat. It was a shame. A lot of viburnums, her magnolias, the deciduous magnolias, they fried in the heat. The heat dome, they called it. It was, I think 700 people died in coastal BC from the heat dome. That's how hot it was here. They didn't have air conditioning. So you get these old people. Old people are not used to that stuff. And, you're trapped in an apartment and you're 80 years old. It was quite sad. So a lot of people perished in that heat. Me, I had a tough time sleeping. It was brutal. But, I said to Wendy, we have a pantry under our house, and our house is built on rock. When you go into our basement, it's 8-foot ceilings, and there's big rock. There's giant rocks in there, and it's cold in there. I was just in there with her about an hour ago. It's cold in there, man. It is nice. So you could actually put a mattress in there and sleep down there if it got too hot. It's really a really good spot to have under our house. There's no windows, and I got a gym down there. It's a nice place to work out. So I'm waiting for our B&B guest to check in. She's going to be checking in 3 o'clock. She checks in. So I've been watering the plants twice because, it's good to keep them watered. Water those palms, and camarops really respond nicely to watering. I don't know if you've seen any of the pictures of the camarops in Vancouver, Sandor, but I haven't seen one nice camarops. All the camarops that were not protected look like crap. It got cold in Vancouver. I think it was like -14 or something. Yeah, Yeah, you guys got bad last year. Yeah, with the heat last year. But our camera ops are good here on Salt Spring. It's milder here on Salt Spring than it is in Vancouver, But the camera ops in Vancouver took a real beat down in December. They had a really nasty freeze, and it looks like a lot of palms probably perished out in the Fraser Valley southeast of Vancouver. I've heard a lot of damage reports, dead palms out there, Trachycarpus palms too. That's how cold it gets out in the valley. That's why I moved away. That's why I'm here on Salt Spring Island. I just got sick and tired of my palms getting all beat up in the wintertime, getting trashed from the cold. I says I could not handle that anymore. So I packed up my stuff and I moved southwest. That's what I did. Camera ops in my yard burnt a bit past winter. Yeah, but it survived, and you did protect it, which is a good thing. The ones down on Beach Avenue, they don't look good, man. There was big camera ops palms on Beach Avenue. They are less cold tolerant than Trachycarpus fortunae, and I know that for a fact. I've had them defoliated. I've had them freeze right to the ground, and all the suckers come back. But so far, so good. Ours don't look that bad. Ours look pretty good. Our camera ops palms, even our Cerifera, looks pretty good. Pretty good. Even our smaller seedling size ones. Yeah, they did. Vancouver. I don't know. I'm sure people have been posting pictures on some of the palm groups out there and zone pushers and stuff. And that was a bad freeze. And people seem to forget about that, or they're so new to growing palm trees. They've never experienced a freeze in their garden. There's one guy named Dave in Vancouver, in North Vancouver, and he just went to town, planted Jubea and Phoenix and Butias in his garden. And I wonder how much of his landscape is actually left after that, because there's no way that Jubea. Hello. Oh, you are. Hang on. Let me get Wendy. Hang on. The B&B guest is here. You are in the right place. Hey, Wendy. Wendy. Okay. Sorry, people. Abandoning you guys. I had to check in the guest. There's a guest checking into one of our accommodations, and she's got this little tiny 8-pound Yorkie dog, and but our dog kind of shows it who's boss, and he kind of got cranky with him. But anyway, yeah, really nice girl. She's her first time ever to Salt Spring Island. She wants to move here, so she's from Ontario. What's your weather there? It is 31 degrees and 39% humidity. Yeah, I'll go look right now. It might have changed. Hang on. It's 30 degrees Celsius, 30 degrees Celsius with 38% humidity right now. Yeah. So it's toasty out. My Trachycarpus is really didn't like the ice. 100 degrees. Yeah, you guys get hot. I've been talking to Oregon a lot, man, on my radio. My Trachycarpus spear pulled out. Now it has a lot of spears. Oh, it does. Okay, good. Cool. That's a good thing. That's a nice thing about Trachycarpus palm tree, dude. They can regenerate new spears, right? And like you've seen, you can cut them down sometimes and they'll come back, just like my chainsaw trachea. I call it the chainsaw trachea. My trachea looks great, but there's no spear, and it is not. Ooh, so it lost its spear, eh? After the pull. Be patient, though. Be patient with it, because I've seen them generate spears many months later. I'll tell you a story. This is back in the 1980s. Bad freeze comes through where I used to live. Palm tree, trunk on it about this big, Trachycarpus palm. Leaves, the fronds are totally fried after this bad freeze we had. It got down to minus 13 degrees or minus 14 degrees Celsius. So I cut the fronds off, pulled the spear out, took the pruners, pulled the trunk over and cut it out by the roots. But there were still some roots on it. I just cut it out of the ground and said, F you, and I chucked you into the compost pile. I chucked it into the compost pile. And it's not a compost pile I really paid a lot of attention to. And that would have been in the spring when I did that, and it was August. As I'm walking past the compost pile, I just happened to notice that there's a frond sticking out of the compost pile. I go, that's kind of weird. And there was some bramble and blackberries too that had grown up beside it, and it was that same palm. So I threw the palm into the compost pile. It actually did put in some roots, and it actually sent out spear, and it opened a frond up. And I actually wrote about that in Hardy Palm International. That is absolutely insane. So that's how tough tracheas are. It's 25 where I'm. 25 is a good temperature abstract, Tom. I like that. My banana trees are like half. Yeah, mine are fried. Mine got fried too. It was a bad freeze. And I don't really care about the bananas anymore. I'm kind of almost done with them. So I do have one or two that's up, and there's one up about like this, I guess something like that. Maybe a little bit bigger now. I have to go down and look. So my needle palm got spear pulled, but it's like 5 healthy pups. Okay, cool. That's the nice thing about needle palms. Still has old fronds. Looks not much happened, palm tree dude. Well, be patient with them. Do not declare a Trachycarpus palm tree dead. Okay, you have to leave them because, like I say, many months later, I've seen the thing regenerate spears. But anyway, so we got that one palm tree. I transplanted it into our courtyard in September 2015. Okay, September 2015. It's coming up 7 years ago. It was a big one. It's got about 6.5 to 7 feet of trunk on it. And it was growing at Grace Point, and the owner of that particular condo didn't like it beside his building. So he had a massive eucalyptus black Sally tree, big eucalyptus black Sally tree. So the black Sally tree is here, the palm tree is right here, right beside it. And he says, if you don't take the palm, I'm going to get it cut down. So I showed up with my truck and my shovel and my pick and my root mattock and my wrecking bar, and I couldn't get a massive root ball with it. I took as big as I could. I cut off a lot of the fronds, and I loaded it up into my truck. It was effing heavy, and I had a hole pre-dug here. I wheeled it in. I dropped it off the back of my truck onto the hand dolly with the wheels on it, wheeled it into the hole, watered it down, tried to put as much good soil in as I could, and it sat there and sat there and sat there. Suspended animation. The fronds stayed green. The spears stayed green year after year. It would look the same. And in my mind, I thought it was growing, but it really wasn't growing. But this spring, and we've cut most of the fronds off it now. There's only about one frond on it. And I was ready to chop this effort down. I said, Wendy, I'm going to chop that thing down. I'm getting pissed off with it. She says, no, you're not chopping it down. Just leave it, because it's right in the center of the courtyard. So somebody said, why don't you mark the spears in the center of it? And I've often done that in the past. And I never really thought to do it to this one. So I took a line, I took a felt marker and a jiffy marker, and I marked a line right across about, so it had one spear coming up about this and then one about like that. And I put it evenly, just about this much off the trunk onto the spears, even line. And then about a week later, I noticed they changed. It says, this son of a is growing. It's growing, man. Now you should see it. I'll have to do a video on it, man. It's it's really growing. So that is totally awesome. So I fertilized it. I water it. I water it lots. I give it triple 18, 3315, Miracle Grow. I constantly water it. And patience has paid off, because here we are just about 7 years later, and that stupid palm tree, Trachycarpus palm tree, is actually growing. And now that the spear that was down like that is up like this, and the other palm spear is up more, and then there was a kind of a decrepit frond that was tight. It's opened. So be patient with them. Government is dumb. Yeah, our government's real stupid. I need to make a trip out to Salt. Yeah, you got to do a video out here for sure. We can do it, man. 13% humidity. Oh my God, that's awesome, Kayla. 36.6 there. That's toasty. So they are tough palms, palm tree dude. Bro, my first paycheck was 1340. Wow. See, you're making more than me. I get a pension. I'm on a pension now, and then plus I do make money on YouTube. I get YouTube check every month. It's not a check, it just goes direct up. And Wendy makes money on YouTube, so that helps when you're retired, because being retired isn't what it's cracked up to be. If you were making a good wage, and I made a good government wage, a good government job, and then your wage gets cut in half all of a sudden, which really sucks. And yeah, I do have a mortgage, but thank God Wendy has 2 accommodations here. The accommodations do really well, and Wendy does have a good job too. She works at another really high-end inn on the south end of Salt Spring Island, and she only works a few days a week, but they pay her very well. She works in the kitchen. But and then me, she's pushing me to go grab a job. So I did do the pot farm for a couple of weeks. My knees are still killing, especially the backs of my knees. The muscles are still sore. They must have bruised them. But I'm going to put in a resume at one of the grocery stores here, the uptown grocery store. They did ask me. The manager did come and ask me. And I know a lot of people on Salt Spring Island, so he came and asked me. And my oldest son worked there. And they pay pretty good, but it's not so much that. It's 30% off groceries. 30% off groceries is pretty awesome. So anyway, yeah, Sandor, you should. I get about 12 every. Yeah, you get good money, Caleb. That's really good. That's really good dough. Good for you, man. And you're a young guy, so that's a good. You got a good job, man. Yeah, Sandor, you should come out here sometime. Come out to Salt Spring Island. You'd really like it. So this girl, it's her first time to Salt Spring Island, and she says everybody I met so far is super nice and friendly. And I says, well, that's the way Salt Spring Island is. There's a lot of really people wave to you when you drive down the road. And people are very friendly here in Salt Spring Island, right? So, and we don't live anywhere near town, which is nice. Ganges Village can get pretty busy. Right now it would be busy because the tourists are here. We live 11 kilometers north of Ganges, north by northwest of Ganges. And where we live, it's out in the boonies. That's why our internet's not the greatest. It's very weak internet signal. So I try my best. BRB. Weeks, BRB, BNB. We have BNBs, bed and breakfast. Yeah, Wendy's runs the bed and breakfast, but I help her clean them up when we have a checkout. We just had people from Washington State check out this morning. They left early, which was good, and they were here for 3 days from Washington. And then we had somebody up from Vancouver and the other one for 3 days, and they left really early. So I went down first thing this morning and I cleaned up the room for Wendy, and I let her do the fine details. Like I'll take out the recycling, the garbage, put new water jug in, take the towels up in the bedding. Oh, there's a swallowtail butterfly. Look at that beauty. And then she does the final touches because she's good at all the detail, making the bed and all that crap. Right. Yeah, trying to convince my wife to make. Yeah, you'd like it out here, man. Salt Spring. Oh, look at that swallowtail. You see it? I don't know if you can see it fly. It's on the Daphne over there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there's going over the house now. It's going to come back. There's other things blooming down there. Wendy's got lots of clancho. Blooming. But anyway, no, the B&Bs do very well for her, especially it's tourist season now, but her B&Bs are open year round. And it's actually, if you want breakfast, you got to pay extra for breakfast. Not everybody wants breakfast, but some people want breakfast. So she'll do them a breakfast basket. If you order it on booking.com, you have to say if you want breakfast or not on booking.com. But the best way to book is directly through Wendy, because Wendy will give you a lot better deal than booking.com. Booking.com takes a huge chunk of change. Monarch butterflies are my favorite. Yeah, we don't have monarchs here. We have swallowtails, so they look like monarchs. Otherwise, be out there already. Yeah, it's well, one day you'll make it out here, I'm sure. Have you ever tried to grow stone pine? Those are big pines, look like umbrellas. No, I've never grown stone pine, but we do have a very tall. We had ponderosa I planted from a sapling, cut it down, it got too big. We have an Austrian pine, and I have a native pine. I have the native